What's going on, guys? How's everybody's day going this evening? We are here with another 2 point here. Sorry, y'all probably can't hear me that well. Sorry, this is very scuffed. Right now, we just have some fire stuff going on right now. We have very good. This is going to be a very short show. Just want to let y'all know this is probably going to be between 10 and 15 minutes because I'm actually filming this on a Tuesday, the day that this video personally goes out. So I definitely do need a little time to to edit it and have all that. And we have some fire stuff to talk about. I definitely feel like um, some of like the stuff in the Nets segment is also pretty good. Um, so like I'm definitely excited for all that. One of the biggest things that I do want to talk about is Indiana versus Oregon. This to me is one of the bigger games. I think everybody thought Oregon was going to just dominate this team, but Indiana actually did pretty well for how good Oregon has always been. Oregon has always been pretty pretty good. I feel like I can't name a last time where Oregon was not a top 10 team in the country. Everybody's head. It was insane. It was a really, really great game. I definitely feel like a lot of people are definitely going to say, like, this game isn't that good, blah, 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 blah. But this game was pretty good. I think Indiana, definitely, I feel like their passing game was really, really amazing. Um, their wide receivers were just coming down with stat that they do have. And then one of the bigger things that we do want to talk about, this actually just broke. I'm filming this at 1 o'clock. This actually just came out right now. Mike Tomlin steps down from Steelers head coach. This is big news after getting beat 30-6 yesterday on a wild card. I feel like everybody kind of knew it. Like, I thought he was going to get fired last year because honestly, he was counted as one of the best coaches. He have never had a losing record. Mike Tomlin will be one of the better coaches because he has not had a losing record. And that, for how bad of a team they have had in the regular season, also, like, if you think about the Steelers division, um, the Ravens, I feel like they had a pretty. I feel like they had a couple of seasons where like they were pretty okay, but definitely not one of the best teams in the country, um, in the NFL. And then definitely like I feel like there was a couple of years where I was like, yeah, like the Steelers are gonna lose. Like there was a lot of things. T.J. Watt got hurt this year. DK Metcalf had a couple of suspensions. And then you just had an overall like okay team. Aaron Rodgers been okay. Their O line was bad. Like this was a bad game for the O line, and I'm O lineman, so they're close to my heart just a little bit. But it was a really really bad game. I definitely feel like Aaron Rodgers definitely needs to give credit to the people that he have. I definitely think he said this is his last season, so that's gonna be the last time that we see Aaron Rodgers in an NFL uniform. Probably definitely a Steelers uniform because getting blown out that bad is insane to me. But that was not a good game. That was not a good game at all. Um, very net segment. Sorry, we're just going really fast right now. We're trying to get all the things that we're going to do. The next thing that we're going to talk about is a Heisman is a QB award. Is a Heisman a QB award? Let's be honest. I don't feel like this year, I don't think they deserved. I think this is an offensive player award. And I kind of pulled up kind of new the all the awards, even just like the QB award. Travis Hunter was one of the first players since 2020 to win the Heisman. And then Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Bryce Young, Devontae Smith, Joe Burrow, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Lamar, Derrick Henry, 2000. So every 5 years, about an un-QB is going to win the Heisman. And then you have Marcus, Jameis, Johnny, Robert Griffin, Cam Newton, Mark Ingram. So still that 5 years market. Sam Bradford, Tim Tebow, Troy Smith, Reggie Bush. Isn't that a QB stat? Like that, like out of 20 years, out of those 20 years, think about it. Out of those 20 that I named, I think 4 of them is non-QB. And none of them are defense. Where I want to say this is I'm a Texas Tech fan. Everybody's going to know that. I'm a little bit biased towards them. But we cannot say that Indiana's QB was a Heisman candidate. Do I think he deserved the Heisman? Yes. But I also feel like there was another name that people ought to missed. And I'm going to just say it. I feel like Jacob Rodriguez should have been at least a Heisman finalist. I feel like he should have been in that top 3, top 4. I think it was between him and Indiana's QB. Not even being named on there showed that this is an offensive award. And him being named the best defensive player of the year, I definitely think that should put him on the Heisman ballot at least. I just want to get that. I think Heisman is the most stupid. It's like the MVP. MVP is a QB stat. I feel like in college it's even harder to have a Heisman because a defense Heisman because the offense is what sells. No one ever goes to a game and be like, wow, that was amazing defensive game. That was an amazing game because it was defense. No, everybody says, I want to see offense. I want to see people just throw the ball. I don't care what else. So that is my opinion. If you don't like it, no one cares. The next segment is going to be the Miami versus Ole Miss recap. George Kittle is out with the torn Achilles, and Miami versus Indiana. College football championship. Let's roll.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by
What's going on, guys? We're here with another video. Welcome to segment 2. Segment 1 was fire. We got into some heated topics at segment 1. I definitely feel like we definitely need to calm it down just a little bit. On there. In this segment, we're going to talk about Miami versus Ole Miss recap, and then we're also going to talk about George Kittle is out with a torn Achilles, and then we're going to talk about Miami versus Indiana for the college football championship. I know this is a lot of college football, but this is really the second to last week of college football news that is going to be really big. So I wanted to go hammer on college football so that we can kind of just have fun with the NFL once the NFL is over. Then we're in the off season, and really I don't want to say we're only going to really have one of these videos a week. So I do want to talk about just a little bit of that, the very first. So once the NFL season is over, I think February 9th, that next week is actually going to be the very last video about the NFL and college football. So our schedule after that is going to be Monday. So Monday is going to be our kind of NFL memes. And then Tuesday, we're not going to have a video on Tuesday. Wednesday, we're actually going to have the recap of the week for the NFL, and just for the NFL and college football, just the football in general. And then Wednesday, I think I already said Wednesday. And then Thursday is going to be just other sports, so MLB, hockey and all that, all the big news from that. And then Friday is still going to be our sports card breakings. I definitely do love those way more than I thought I would, but we're just wanting to talk with some of our people and just like make sure that schedule is still working. So it's still a little iffy. But just get prepared. After that, we're not having any more football, so we're not going to be able to talk about it that much. But we're definitely going to be having some fun with some football news. I'm still like trying to work out that schedule just a little bit, but once we find out a little bit more, we just want to give you a little sneak peek. So one of the biggest things that we want to talk about that I really want to talk about is George Kittle torn his Achilles, and that's a really big news for the 49ers. I feel like the 49ers have got the very big injury bug. George Kittle got hurt. You have Brandon Ayuk. He got hurt. And then you have just your defenses. Nick Bosa got hurt. So 49ers just keep getting hurt. And it's really bad whenever that does happen. I feel like they are a very legitimate team. But I feel like injuries are just going to kill them every single chance that they do. So we're all prepared. So I'm ready prepared. Just see George Kittle make a full recovery. Torn Achilles is one of the worst that you can have, and just hoping that he can break through and be amazing like how he always is. So one of the bigger things that I do want to talk about is the Miami versus Ole Miss. This is a game that I've been wanting to talk about just a little bit. Ole Miss this game was really good. I feel like Ole Miss, there was a penalty play that a lot of people wanted to talk about. One of the bigger things is just Miami I felt like after Miami lost to Louisville, I thought they were going to be done. Like, honestly, I feel like Miami has the most Disney run for the college football championship. I feel like they have not went through really anybody. Like, Ole Miss is like the top contender for them. But honestly, they barely beat anybody. Like I feel like Miami like is gonna get smacked by Indiana. That is like my like I hope that they do. I don't. It's nothing against Miami. I feel like if you lose to an unranked team like Louisville, I feel like you should not be in the college football championship because that shows that you cannot win versus a unranked team. That's why I think that the AP polls are very very stupid sometimes because I feel like this team should not be in there at all. And I feel like whenever you just look at this team, I feel like you don't really see a good team at all. Like I just don't know. Like Miami is I don't have anything wrong with Miami. I feel like they're just not a great team and just not good all around. So I wouldn't like that call was stupid. Like they called him dead for no reason, blah blah blah. Like after that I was like, yeah, this game is not gonna go Miami's way. And I already knew that. I already knew that it wasn't going to go for Miami's way, and it sucks that it did. But I feel like everybody called it also, so I feel like everybody shouldn't be surprised. But one of the biggest things I do want to talk about is Indiana versus Miami college football game. That's for the national championship. I think it is on this Sunday. I think it's on this Sunday. Get prepared. I think it's on ESPN, CBS, probably all the big programs. Um, I'm definitely ready for some college football championship. This is the best time to watch college football is during the playoffs and the college football championship. So I'm definitely ready. I'm also ready for next season. Next season, I feel like it's going to be so good. I feel like there's definitely now teams like no one expects to lose. Teams that are going to come back. I feel like one of the bigger teams I do think is going to come back is UT. Archer Manning, I think he just had a very off year. So I'm ready to see what's going to happen. So I want to say thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace out, guys.